2 weeks after Valentine's Day in 2026, most people woke up to some scary news. The U.S. had just attacked Iran, and within hours, Iran fired back. At first, it felt like something far away, just another headline. But then, within days, things started changing. Gas prices began to rise, flights got more expensive, food costs slowly started creeping up. And that's when people realized this war happening far away was about to affect everyone. On February 28th, around 1 a.m. Eastern Time, the United States launched a massive missile strike on Iran. Working together with Israel, they called it Operation Epic Fury. The attack targeted Iranian military bases, nuclear sites, and leadership locations, aiming to stop Iran's nuclear program and weaken its military. Reports soon followed that Iran's supreme leader had been killed, and his son was quickly appointed as the new leader. The strike didn't come out of nowhere. Weeks of tension had been building. Nuclear talks had failed, accusations were flying, and both sides were preparing for conflict. Within the first 12 hours, hundreds of airstrikes hit key locations in Iran. Iran responded almost immediately with missiles and drones targeting U.S. and allied positions across the region. The conflict didn't stay in one place. It began spreading across parts of the Middle East, pulling in nearby countries and raising global concern. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, but what does that have to do with me? A lot more than you think. Because when something like this happens, it doesn't just stay on the battlefield. It moves through the global economy and shows up in your everyday life. Let's start with the most important piece: oil. Oil is used for almost everything. It fuels cars, planes, ships, factories, and even helps produce food. A large amount of the world's oil passes through a narrow route called the Strait of Hormuz. Think of it as a major highway for global fuel. When conflict happens near that area, people worry about supply. Even if oil is still flowing, the fear alone can push prices up. And when oil prices go up, everything starts to change. The first thing you notice is transportation. Trucks cost more to run. Ships cost more to move goods. Flights become more expensive. Every business that depends on moving things from one place to another suddenly has higher costs. Now here's what happens next. Businesses don't absorb those extra costs. They pass them on to customers. That's when prices start rising everywhere. Take someone like Sarah. She's a nurse who drives to work every day. A few days after the news broke, she noticed something strange. Filling her car cost much more than usual. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal, but then it kept happening. When she went grocery shopping, she noticed something else. The same amount of money she used to spend didn't get her as much food. Some items were slightly more expensive, others had gone up more than expected. That's inflation. Inflation simply means prices are going up, and your money doesn't go as far as it used to. It doesn't happen all at once. It builds up slowly. Fuel prices go up first, then transportation costs increase, then businesses raise their prices, and before you know it, everything starts to feel more expensive. Food is one of the first things people notice. Growing food requires fuel, machinery, and fertilizer. Transporting food requires trucks and fuel. When oil prices rise, every step becomes more expensive. That affects everyday items like rice, bread, vegetables, and eggs. So even if nothing changes in your life directly, your grocery bill starts to climb. Now let's talk about shipping. When there's conflict in key regions, shipping companies often change their routes to stay safe. Instead of taking the shortest path, they go the long way around. That means more fuel used, longer delivery times, higher costs. Those extra costs don't disappear. Instead, they are added to the price of the products you buy. So things like clothes, electronics, and household items all start becoming more expensive. At the same time, the stock market reacts. When investors see war or uncertainty, they get nervous. Many start selling their investments, which causes markets to become unstable. Even if you don't invest, this still affects you. Companies become more careful. They may slow down hiring, delay expansion, or cut costs. That can affect job opportunities and income growth over time. Now let's go a bit deeper. Money itself starts changing. Every country has its own currency, and during times like this, currencies don't stay stable. Some get stronger, others get weaker. If your country's currency becomes weaker, importing goods becomes more expensive. That means anything coming from outside the country costs more. So now, on top of rising oil and transport costs, you have currency pressure making things even more expensive. Global trade also slows down. Countries rely on each other for goods and resources, but during conflict, trade can be disrupted. Some countries stop trading. Others face restrictions or delays. This leads to shortages and higher prices. Products that used to be easy to find may take longer to arrive or cost more than before. Governments also start changing how they spend money. More money is directed toward military and security. At the same time, less money may go into other areas. Infrastructure projects like roads, railways, and bridges may be delayed or receive less funding. Social programs such as unemployment support and child assistance may be reduced. Public services like hospitals, emergency medical care, and public transport systems may also face budget pressure. These changes don't always happen immediately, but over time they affect daily life. Back to Sarah. A few weeks later, she notices more changes. Her fuel costs are still high. Groceries are more expensive. Her electricity bill has increased. Even small things like delivery fees have gone up. Nothing dramatic happened overnight, but everything became slightly more expensive. This is how the impact spreads. It starts with a conflict far away. Then it moves into oil prices, then transport, then businesses, then prices. And finally, it reaches regular people. Some people feel it faster than others. Those who already spend most of their income on essentials like food, transport, and rent notice the changes immediately. For others, it takes longer, but eventually, almost everyone feels it, even the wealthy. So let's bring it all together. Here's the full chain. Conflict increases in the Middle East. Oil supply becomes uncertain. Oil prices rise. Transport and production costs increase. Businesses raise prices. Inflation increases. Everyday life becomes more expensive. Even though the war is happening far away, its effects don't stay there. They show up in your fuel costs, your grocery bills, and the price of everyday items. Most people won't immediately connect the dots. They'll just notice that things are getting more expensive. But now you understand why, and once you understand how this works, you start to see the pattern. Global events don't stay global. They move through the economy and reach individuals. That means staying aware is more than knowing the news. It's about understanding how these events affect your daily life and your money. If you found this helpful and want more simple breakdowns like this, make sure to like the video, share it with someone who needs to understand what's going on, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one.